Just some small, soft All-Stars lips. I
feel like detox.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. Good night. Depends on what time people are watching this, I suppose. What is this? What's... Oh, it's this. Get out of the shot! Hello. Welcome back to Best Friend Review.
Thank you for having me.
Ta-da! So, Bam Diggy's back in the comments. I found Simone and Pumba very funny, but definitely could have been better connective tissue, as you said. I agree that the fans are far too fickle and often hateful, but to wield the tinfoil sabre for a moment, so we've now got a tinfoil hat and a tinfoil sabre.
Are we the tinfoil knights?
Knights of the Round Tinfoil.
That didn't work, but we'll workshop it.
We will workshop it. Hev is back in the comments. Genuinely a joyful mini challenge. I found it hilarious when they had these ridiculous faces and took selfies like they were wearing a stunning face. And I've realised that my ring light isn't on. Ta-da!
Oh, look at you. Oh. Don't look at you.
This one. Dale is in the comments. I'm not sure why, but when I saw Filth, I thought of Devimon. Do you know what Devimon is?
What did I look like last week?
Anywho, that's comments last week. Thank you everybody that commented. Should we get on with the reviewing?
Why not, eh?
Ding! This episode was really weird for me. I feel like this season has gone on for so long that when we have these moments, like when they just come back into the workroom, I zone out.
When I went on to make my notes and I loaded up Netflix, it came up with season 13, episode 19. And I was like, T.
That really big glass that makes you look like you've got those tiny hands in.
No, I'm just tiny.
Oh, okay.
Honey, I shrunk the drag queen.
A few inches later.
Bing-boo. We do get a moment with Gottmik talking about how she is feeling confident in something that last week she obviously wasn't confident in, then she did it, and it was great. And I have to say, I went to Go 8 this week, and every time I was like scared to jump off something or climb something or whatever, I just thought like Gottmik would just do it.
We're on to the main challenge. We don't have no mini challenge this week.
RuPaul was clearly in a rush.
Why?
Because he mustache.
And that's the end of the review. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments in the bottom.
It will not get better.
I am done. Main challenge is an acting challenge. They have to do the sci-fi special Henny, I Shrunk the Drag Queens. The queens, as they're reading the characters, realise that they might be based on the queens that are remaining in the competition.
Do you know what's really weird? Last time there was like a theatre challenge, we were like, oh, well, this was all written around rosé. And this one, all the characters were named after alcohol.
Oh, yeah, so they were. Well, ginger ale's not.
Yeah, ginger ale's an alcohol, isn't it? Ginger beer's not an alcohol.
No, it's ginger ale. You can get alcohol-free ginger ale.
But it's normally alcoholic.
No, it's not.
It's ginger beer that's non-alcoholic.
Both of them are non-alcoholic.
I'm not sure about that.
The queens start choosing their roles. Olivia takes ginger ale, which, as Gottmik points out, is exactly what she's played in the last God knows how many challenges.
But isn't this weird that like they've kind of written the characters for people? Then we're going to critique the fact that people are picking the characters that have been written about them.
Yeah.
But then I suppose they could all play each other. That'd be camp.
Gottmik wants to play Chardonnay, the whiny one. Candy and Simone have this little...
Oh, yeah. I love Rosé's comment about, luckily, Elliot's here to hold an audition.
Yeah, that made me properly chuckle. I felt like this was manufactured.
No, Gigi said that like this is how Simone acts when she doesn't get what she wants. She gets okay.
They do a read through and they do Rosé's audible stubble, which is me after 3 hours in drag. There was another weird moment where all the queens were like, what do we wear? We've worn everything that we've worn.
You know that's the thing, don't you?
Yeah, apparently so, but like...
So like they bring their challenge looks and then they have to bring extra stuff for these like things they don't know about yet. And that's why when Trixie Mattel won All Stars and she's wearing that weird like green thing with a pink dress and it doesn't go at all,
Yeah.
she was like, these were literally the only things I had left. But then there's a room ale, and it is famous person of colour Scarlett Johansson.
I was going to say famous trans actress Scarlett Johansson.
Trans-Asian actress.
Trans-Asian actress Scarlett Johansson.
It's only fair since we already had Anne,
and
Anne is white.
I knew I was going to do this. I just said Scarlett so handsome.
Oh no, not her.
Who is one of my drag friends.
She is a famous trans actress.
She is a famous non-binary drag queen from the UK. Go and find them on their social media. Bing!
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson is giving them some tips. My favourite line from Scarlett Johansson is... did I just say Scarlett Johansson again?
No, it's just I feel like you're going to keep saying Scarlett Johansson until you know you've said it enough times that you're getting the right person.
I mean...
I did think, like, Scarlett was there. Clearly she hadn't sorted out the noise reduction on her phone because we get hearing the girls echo backwards.
Yeah.
That was a fun moment of the times. Very, very right now, right here in this moment in time.
Very that. It could have been worse. She could have been on mute.
And it's just the girls going, Scarlett, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Scarlett, you're on mute.
Yourself.
And then her husband comes on and just goes, hello. And they're like, You're not on mute. You're not on mute anymore. Hello.
Do you know what I had to ask? What do we like Scarlett Johansson from?
Black Widow.
But do we like her in that?
I mean...
You know when someone says, like, what's Scarlett Johansson, what did she get famous for? Like, why was she... There was some big things... Because I looked and I just couldn't find it.
She talks about fleshing out a full character with, like, backstory and stuff, even if we don't see it on screen. And this is something that I tell, like, newer drag queens all the time. On to the filming. Candy is not giving a good performance. And I loved that Ross and Michelle... Is it Ross or Carson?
Michelle and Carson.
It's Carson.
Carson. And Michelle was definitely there.
And Michelle was there.
And my name is Abby.
They go like full Stanley Kubrick on Candy.
Oh, the big moment where she's melting.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing watching this.
Candy was not delivering this as a Wicked Witch of the West / Disney villain.
Melting.
It reminded me of when they were filming The Shining.
Big boo.
And they were filming the scene where Jack Torrance is going up the stairs after Shelley Duvall. They made them film it like 50 times to the point where they were exhausted and Shelley Duvall's like crying and stuff was like 100% just real.
She was just going, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
The funniest part of this for me was like, Gottmik did what Gottmik does and did not pull any punches, and anything that the judges told Gottmik to do, Gottmik just went, yep, sure.
In this moment, Candy with a giant cat's paw in her black dress and a blonde hair.
Yeah.
Gottmik on the floor in blonde hair and a black dress and this big black cat's paw. I felt like I was looking at a piece of art. Like, it was just so beautiful and so surreal and bizarre.
Yeah.
I was absolutely obsessed. Like, it was just so weird.
It was funny. It was like modern art.
It really was.
We go back into the workroom, learning moment about like Simone and the amount of pressure that she puts on herself.
I, more so than many people, understand the amount of pressure you put on yourself, especially when you're already doing a good job. So many of them felt pressure from the start, but Simone came in confident and doing a great job, and then suddenly the pressure to continue to do that all the way for the next 18,000 weeks that they were in this drag race season.
Yeah.
She had to keep up with that. I also agreed with what Rose said, I believe. When you start doing that to yourself, you actually stop doing the things that are the things people love.
It's a massive lesson that sometimes you have to learn yourself. Simone needed this real like breakdown in vulnerability.
I hope so.
Also, can we talk about how much powder Rose uses? She put her colour corrector on, she randomly powdered her forehead, and then put her foundation on, and then powdered that. And then she did like a contour, and then Pow did that, and I'm like, oh, this was.
I need to go back and watch this because I love watching people do their makeup badly.
It was a lot, like a lot.
Her makeup is always very thick.
We're on the runway, and
Look, he is. Let's talk about RuPaul's look. Okay, here we are. I feel like every week when it's RuPaul's look, I'm here like the weather report, like, then this is the news. Here's my in-depth thing. I liked it on face value. I love her in white hair.
Yeah.
My issue was that what it reminded me of is when I used to work in the clubs, and sometimes what you do is you wrap a piece of fabric around you, put a nice belt on it, and it makes a garment people love in the club. I don't know, it's just no thought went into it.
The actual runway theme is hot pockets. As in,
Did you say hot pockets?
Hot pockets.
As in haute couture?
Oh.
Haute?
I don't know, I don't wear that shit. Haute pockets. I don't know, I don't speak
like
Spanish.
porridge. Oat. Well, luckily, RuPaul's Drag Race this season is sponsored by Duolingo, and you can learn French too.
Do not start with the fucking Duolingo. That owl is gonna... I'm gonna wake up and that owl's gonna be looming over me with a fucking knife. First up, Simone.
The zip detail was done very professionally.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. I also love, like, the harkening back to a raccoon tail extension.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't really care for it in any other way.
Next up, Olivia Lux.
Yeah, Olivia was in this dress that I would have expected to see Denali or maybe Rosé in.
But also, this was gorgeous. It wasn't pockets.
She said, I'm bringing them fashion like they wanted. And I was like, yeah, you have. But not pockets.
Not pocket.
I'd be pulling things out of them to make a point that there were pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you like Mary Poppins?
Oh, yeah, Mary Pockets. Next up was Rosé in this mod look.
The only thing I didn't like about this was the hair.
Oh my god, this Shih Tzu hair. Absolutely not.
Oh.
Next on the runway was Candy Muse.
Like Candy said, she didn't feel gorgeous in this. Like, this look is not good.
It was just too busy in many ways.
Yeah.
I think at this point in the competition, knowing is just as important as never having done it because they come here to grow.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous if every single queen came out and was happy in what they were wearing now and hadn't grown.
Yeah, being really self-aware is important, especially with a queen like Candy, who 90% of the time comes out and goes, yeah, I feel great, and I feel great about my body, and blah, 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 blah.
Because too often, the girls come out in stuff that they had made months ago, and the judges are like, we are so glad you have taken in our information and learned. And it's like, no, bitch, she commissioned this 3 months ago.
Yeah.
She didn't know you.
No.
Last but not least was Got Me.
I was obsessed with this. From top to toe, even to the details of it. Like, there was a watch around their ankle. Every single thing about this was just right.
Just before this came out, I went, right, this runway's been a bit meh. Got Me's going to save it. And she did.
Yeah.
I have to ask, have you thought, what would you do for a Pockets runway?
Pocket rocket and do something like... Or I was thinking of maybe doing something with like pocket squares.
I thought hanky code at one point, yeah.
Maybe like a suit, but then instead of just having like the pockets on the breasts, just like have pockets all over and like have pocket squares come out of each one.
My two thoughts were either like, you know, like cargo pants.
Joey J did it.
Oh, really? Well, I would have done head to toe and then I'd have been dragging fish. Or I always think like I have a me look and then I have like a serious look. And my me look would have been pocket lint. And I'd have just been like a big cloud of pocket lint. And I could have had like little bunny ears, like a dust bunny or something. I don't know. I hadn't thought through it, but I was like, pocket lint is my my filth look.
Yeah.
But then, but my full concept look would have probably been, cargo pants.
Yeah, love it. Okay, so we move on to the actual film itself. I loved that they called it RuKO, like RKO.
Oh, yes, I love that too.
That was camp. First thing I noticed, as soon as the characters came on, Olivia's doing the walk.
That walk, yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing, I was like, this is so stupid, and I love it.
That was my thought. I was like, this is stupid in camp. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, stupid camp, brilliant. Olivia was playing herself. Gottmik, I was laughing out loud at everything that Gottmik did. Michelle coming into the workroom and stealing the makeup. We now know who stole Nina Bonina Brown's Clown White in season 9.
Oh my god. I did think this was a weird point to not do like a plug for Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like if the show was more self-aware, she would have come in and been like, oh, I love this wallpaper from episode 3. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
they could have really pumped up how stupid some of this has been.
Yeah. Do you watch it on Netflix?
Yes.
When Olivia was reading Candy's character to make her shrink, which was a reference to it, were we meant to get bleeps over Olivia? Because
I think so, yes.
We both had.
Because I didn't.
I didn't. I think they just didn't put them in, but I think they were supposed to. I loved when Simone pushed Gottmik when she sneezed. It was such a comedic, like, nope.
Yeah.
And also, speaking about references, one of my favourite references ever is when the lights went out.
Oh, yeah, in the work.
It was Designing Women, isn't it? I believe.
I think so, yeah.
I was annoyed that it was her getting it because I'm just not a fan. But I was like, oh, this moment, yeah.
Yeah, it was camp. It was really camp.
Although, I was shocked that they didn't go with Georgia since they were previously
sponsored
being funded by Atlanta.
Atlanta. See? Another missed opportunity to get a sponsor in there.
We should be producers, especially considering RuPaul has been watching this and then going back and editing things.
Yeah.
To make it line up with what we say.
I'm sorry, but could you imagine if we were producers on the show? For the whole time, so just to put it out there, the things that we've actually talked about that we would keep in the show, Kimora Hall in that fucking green screen suit the whole way through.
This was a green screen challenge. She could have been in the workroom.
Literally could have been there. What else have we said? Sponsored by Atlanta.
I feel like if I was a producer on this, they'd all be going, every time I suggested something, they go, that is stupid. And I'd be like, yes.
Exactly.
That's the point. That's why we like it.
Oh, God.
Looking at Gottmik, and especially the way RuPaul reacts to what Gottmik's wearing,
yeah,
and especially considering what RuPaul has been wearing, Gottmik needs to be styling RuPaul.
Could you imagine? I could see this. If you were going to make this in a fabric, this was like a very Bob Mackie look, similar to what Ru has worn in the past.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I genuinely believe that Gottmik should be styling RuPaul.
Really funny moment. Simone gets her heel caught in the runway.
No.
What?
No, she doesn't. No, that's not what happened.
Is that not what happened?
No. So, oh my God, this is because you've never been a door whore. You don't know.
Go on.
Sorry. You've never been promo team for a venue.
Hosting the mezzanine.
If you are wearing a dress normally, but anything that is baggy and makes a circle around you, you take your heels off.
Oh, no. See, I was taught as a drag tip, if you've put heels on, never to take them off and put them back on.
Never, no, yeah, okay, well, here we go. Lessons in drag with filth.
Oh! Lessons in drag with filth, and then it just goes off.
Drag lessons with filth. So, the thing is, when you take them off, you can't sit down. That's the magic.
Oh, okay.
The reason that it starts to hurt is because you don't correct your feet. But if you stand on the floor and your feet go flat, they don't hurt. And then you put them back on. Actually, sometimes I've had it when my feet already hurt. As long as you stretch them out on the floor flat,
right,
then when you put them back on, it normally gets me half an hour to an hour more, like longer than I could wear them. I used to take them off one at a time. But if you're ever wearing a big hoop skirt and you've not had them on long, just blooming take them off. So that's what she was doing.
Right.
Because they stand there for hours or whatever.
Yeah. Lawrence Chaney said that at the back of the stage when they're all stood at the back. It's why they've got the little lip on the front where the safe queens stand, so that they can all just take their shoes off.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's cute. RuPaul gives us German this week.
Is that what it was? I barely heard it.
It was German. It was Bring Back My Girls in Been Hammering the Duolingo. Rosé wins. Do you agree?
Do you know what? Why not?
Really?
That's how I feel. I don't. Who would you have picked?
I would have picked Gottmik.
You just love Gottmik, honestly. Get over her. I don't understand the
I think Gottmik did the best job in the challenge, and then this runway.
Rosé attacked this with more of a purposeful plan.
Gottmik and Simone are safe, and bottom two are Candy Muse and Olivia Lux, lip syncing to Strong Enough. What did you think of this lip sync?
I thought this was a really I thought this was another. Wait, what was I even gonna say? I thought this was another really interesting pick for a lip sync song. Not many things could make it a gimmicky, funny thing.
Yeah.
And I almost have thought no one would. And then Candy really played up a bit of a gimmicky, funny thing. But then in the middle, kept up the sort of bang, bang, kick, stomp.
Unfortunately, yeah, Candy edged out Olivia. And we said goodbye to Olivia Lux this week.
Yeah, we did.
But of all of the queens recently, I can see Olivia coming back for an All-Star season in a few years.
Basically left by saying, I want to come back for All-Stars, didn't she?
But like, I can see her going out into the real world when we're allowed to, really growing and then going...
In Untucked, Olivia actually said, I came here to grow.
Yeah.
And I mean...
She has.
In What You're Packing, Michelle said that Olivia had really been listening to, and trying to drink up every bit of how can I get better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this isn't a place to have that bit of journey as a new queen because you can't grow and you can't change, you can't get better too much in there.
Yeah, because you're stuck with what you brought, what your resources are.
Exactly.
What the challenge is to an extent. That is the end of this week's episode. Episode 13. Next week is Final 4.
But what's going to happen? I don't get it.
No, I have no idea what's going to happen in Final 4. I don't know whether we're going to lose another one. I don't know whether we're going to go into a top 4 finale that's yet to be filmed.
I assumed they were going to do like what they do for All Stars, where they just do it, you know, the people there, because they can't have an event.
Yeah, potentially.
But at least they can travel this time around rather than last time where they had to do things in their house.
Potentially. I mean, there's probably ways around it. I do think that we're going to get a recap episode, a reunion episode, and then the finale. I think.
Well, that's a very interesting thought pattern to have, because this was episode 13.
Yeah.
Of 16.
Oh, was it?
Well, I was told there was 16.
Oh, right, okay. I think...
So your thing actually makes sense.
No, because that would mean next week's top 4 reunion recap. That would make 17. I have got to say something, and you're not going to like it, and people out there aren't going to like it. If we do a lip sync for the crown, Gottmik is not winning this season.
Don't you think that within your ideas of they want someone who's not going to grow a whole lot more, don't you think Rosé should win this?
Hang on. This is what's going to happen. Season 13, Gottmik is going to win. Season 14, Laguna Blue is going to come top 3. All Stars 7, Rosé and Laguna Blue are going to be on. And Gigi Good and Simone.
Ah, a nice little teamy team. I know that they would want Gottmik to win this season because she could, because she's been absolutely incredible. Yeah. And also, obviously, like, they're trying to make people know that they're not completely transphobic. Yeah. And so that supports it. It's not why she would win, but it's why they would not stop her winning. Yeah. If it's you set up a space, Gottmik has the best ideas. I enjoy a lip sync episode, but actually I'm sick of them. No, do you know what? I changed my mind. I hate them. I don't want them. They're not interesting. They don't actually pick the best person from the season. They just pick the best person on the night.
That is the end of this week's episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I have to pose a question. And the question is, we are coming towards the end of season 13 now. And we just want to know potentially what you would like from the channel when the season finishes. We're going to have a little break between this season and the next season. Is there anything specific that you want to see? Do you want us to take a break? Or let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, what you would potentially like to see.
Yeah.
Now that we're coming to the end of season 13. Because we've had a lot of fun filming this together.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, getting into drag and having a reason to get into drag. We've had fun you watching. So, let us know in the comments. But for now, I've been Annabelle Lecter.
And I've drank nearly 5 espresso martinis in this big glass.
Sweet.
Not to tell you how the sausage is made, but I didn't actually shrink myself. I just made this is a canister that you're meant to keep cereal in.
A few moments later.
Oh, it's warm. And that's how many I've had.
Great. So that's the end of the episode. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you in a bit. Try.